And good evening and welcome into the Keating Sports Center here on the campus of the Illinois Institute of Technology, where tonight we have a Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference men's volleyball matchup between the visiting Concordia University of Chicago Cougars and your home team, the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. Hello everyone, this is Eric Willowhite, the Sports Information Director for Illinois Tech Athletics. I'll be bringing you the call for tonight's match. A very important match between these two teams. These teams sit 7th and 8th, respectively, in the Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference. Scarlet Hawks in 7th place and Concordia University Chicago in 8th place. But even though they're that close in the standings, they've been going in opposite directions. The Hawks, at one point sitting in the 4th spot, have now moved down to the 7th spot. They've lost 4 matches in a row. The Cougars, on the other hand, have won 3 matches in a row to pull within 1 game of Illinois Tech. Concordia University Chicago sitting at 3-5 in 8th place, 9-13 overall. Their last game was a win against Greenville at home on March 22nd, and again, they've won 3 in a row. For the Scarlet Hawks and head coach Mike Oswald, 4-4 in NAC play, 9-14 overall. Their last match was a tough 5-set loss to the Marion Sabres up in Fond du Lac on Saturday. And they've lost 4 in a row. Here are your starting lineups for the Cougars. It'll be Michael Cardines, Alexander Ford, Tyler Holobuck, Marcin Hoffman, Elijah Mosier, and Leon Godzowski. The libero for the Cougars will be Van Gato. For the Scarlet Hawks, it'll be Elijah Johnson setting, Paul Henderson, Raul Matos, Sebastian Dominguez, Maximo Dowling, and Jelani Komodo are your starters, and your starting libero is number 4, Alec Donald for the Scarlet Hawks. Donald will be in all black as the libero for the Scarlet Hawks. The Scarlet Hawks in their red uniforms. For the Cougars, they'll be in yellow tops with white shorts, and their libero will be wearing white on the day. Head coach Greg Manos in his 3rd season with the Cougars. Mike Oswald in his 3rd season with the Scarlet Hawks, and we're about ready to get underway here at the Keating Sports Center. Thanks for tuning in wherever you are and whoever you're rooting for. Thanks for tuning in to Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference action. Illinois Tech, I believe, will start for serving. Waiting for R2 to make sure everyone's in their places where they're supposed to be. Checking out the Concordia side. Concordia in yellow will be starting off on the left side of the court. Illinois Tech on the right in their red. Our camera vantage point's a still camera, so it won't swing back and forth. It'll just be the shot you're looking at right now. Sometimes you'll have the servers not in the frame, or a deep ball may not be in the frame, but most of the action will be on your screen. It'll be Elijah Johnson to start things off for the Scarlet Hawks. He's the leading setter for the Scarlet Hawks, 549 assists coming in. Also, second on the team in service aces with 30. Johnson setting it up for the backside kill. Henderson, and the block couldn't stop Paul Henderson. An early 1-0 lead for Illinois Tech on that block attempt that went awry on the far side. Johnson with his 2nd serve in the sequence. And backline dugout. Well, Henderson tries to save that one, and Matos will bump it over. And we're going to get, I believe, a net violation on Concordia, so that'll be a 2-0 lead for Illinois Tech. Elijah Mosier, the setter for the Cougars, 782 assists on the year. And he sets up the near side kill attempt coming from Tyler Hollebuck, who's the leading attacker for the Cougars, and he gets one right there. Point for Concordia Chicago. And it'll be Hollebuck with the serve. Left-handed server, backline Donald. Johnson sets it up for Maximo Dowling, and that's blocked. In on the block there was Elijah Mosier and Alexander Ford. And that'll tie things up in the match 2-2. Second serve in the sequence for Hollebuck. Donald, Johnson, down the middle. Jelani Komodo with a clean kill there. Gets the side out for the Hawks, 3-2 lead. And Maximo Dowling will take the serve. Right-handed serve for Dowling, the first-year player. There's Johnson, Donald, near side over to Raul Matos. He's a little long with that cross-court kill attempt that goes out on the far side. So that'll be a side out. We're all tied at 3. And coming in to serve will be Marcin Hoffman. Johnson to Matos, blocked at the line. And that same pairing again, that's Ford and Mosier for the Cougars. That's their second set of blocks. It's a 4-3 lead now for Concordia Chicago. Their first lead of the match. Dowling, Johnson, near side Matos. That time he gets it to fall off the hands of Hoffman. And Matos puts that one down. It'll be Komodo to serve. We're all tied at 4. Checking in for Illinois Tech is Sebastian Dominguez to the front line. A little miscommunication there, and the ball goes in the net. Off the second hit from Concordia Chicago. 5-4 lead. Mosier. Push that one over to Jackson Stella, who entered the game. Now Mosier, near side to Hollebuck. And he gets that one to fall right between Dowling and Komodo. It'll be a side out. 5 serving 5 for Alexander Ford, the middle blocker, first-year player for the Cougars. 6'6". Matos, Johnson, over to Paul Henderson, and Henderson, that one scraped off the side, I believe, of Hoffman, and got the point for the Hawks, the side out, and it will be Paul Henderson to serve. Serving from the left-hand box, right-handed server, or left-handed server, and that's a service error. So side out point to the Cougars. 6 serving 6 for Elijah Mosier. Both setters, Elijah. And the Hawks' backup setter is Eli. A whole bunch of Eli setters on the lineups for these two teams. So that's a point for Illinois Tech. Matos will serve from the right box. Right-hand serve, he's going to go long. A service error for Matos. And it'll be Concordia Chicago ball. 7 serving 7 for number 4, Michael Cardanes. Johnson with the skip set, and he punches that one down for the kill. Side out for the Hawks. 8 serving 7 for Sebastian Dominguez, the first-year player out of San Jose, California. Right-handed serve, right box. Bangato. And then that one hammered down by Marcin Hoffman. He gets the kill. So these teams just trading points right now. Back to a tie score at 8-8. And in the serve box will be Leon Godzowski, a sophomore middle blocker. Right-handed serve, Henderson. Johnson, near side kill, Maximo Dowling, and that one goes off the hands of Alexander Ford and out. point for Illinois Tech side out, and it'll be Eli Johnson to serve. 9 serving 8 for Illinois Tech here in set 1. Mentioned these two teams right next to each other in the standings. The Hawks sitting in 7th place in the NAC with a 4-4 record, and the Cougars sitting at 3-5 in 8th place. The top 8 make the postseason tournament, and the top 4 get home court advantage. There's a bunch of teams that are bunched up in that 5 through 8 spot there, and including in the 9 spot as well. So this match is vitally important to both teams. And Komodo hammers that one down. The Hawks have built a 3-point lead here midway through set 1. As Johnson on a good run right now. This is third serve of the sequence. That one's pushed over to Hoffman. Donald, Johnson, right down the middle. Matos, and that one's blocked. That was Alexander Ford right in the middle as he blocked that one, all 6'6" of him. Tough to get that one through. And a side-out point for the Cougars. 9 serving 11 for Tyler Holubach. That one, a little quick passing there from the Hawks. I'm not sure if that was by design, but that's how it worked out. Henderson to the back line. Mosier sets it up, and that one is after going to be saved by Dowling. Now Henderson, cross-court kill. He gets that one to fall. It deflected off of Vangado, but got the ball to fall. Side-out point for Illinois Tech. It's 12 serving 9 for Maximo Dowling. Dowling, the first-year player out of Burlington, Vermont. Right-handed server, back line to Cardanes. Block at the line, Matos. Now Mosier setting it up on the far side. Block attempt denied. Dowling hits it straight down. Oh, and a save attempt there from Elijah Mosier, but he came too close to the scorer's table. He kind of had to pull back, and he wasn't able to get that second hit to set up the kill. So a point for the Hawks, 13-9 serving for Dowling. And a service error for Dowling. And a side out point for the Cougars. It'll be 10 serving 13 for Marcin Hoffman. Dowling, Johnson, far side Henderson, and Henderson gets that one to fall right on the back line there. Found a nice soft spot on the back line, and he gets the point. Quick side out for Illinois Tech. 14 serving 10 for Jelani Komodo. Punches that one over by Vangado. And that one quickly returned. I think that was Ford on that one. Ford will move in to serve, side out. 11 serving 14 for Alexander Ford. Right-hand serve, Dowling with the reception. Johnson and now Matos. Matos gets that one off of Ford in the back line, and that'll be a kill for Illinois Tech. Side out, 15 serving 11 for Paul Henderson. Left-hand box, left-hand server. Service error for Paul Henderson. We side out, 12 serving 15 for Elijah Mosier. Mosier with the right-hand serve. Donald. Johnson over to Dominguez. Nice recovery there from Vangado. And CUC gets the point. Now they trail by 2. 13 serving 15 for Mosier. Matos, Johnson, down the middle, Dowling. Nice recovery on the back line there. Then a cross-court kill from Jackson Stella was denied by the Hawks. That one punched over Donald. Johnson goes for the kill, and he gets it to fall. Mosier reached for it, but Elijah Johnson gets the kill, setter-to-setter kill action there. Side out point for Illinois Tech, 16 serving 13 for Matos. Oh, nice backside set from Van Gato. And getting the kill was Jackson Stella. Side out, 14 serving 16 for Michael Cardenas. Henderson, Johnson. Dominguez blocked at the line. Johnson back to Henderson. Gets it over. And then the cross-court kill attempt goes wide from Tyler Hollebuck. And that'll be the timeout called by the Concordia Chicago. We'll go audio break here. The Hawks leading CUC 17-14 here in set one. Back at the Keating Center, Scarlet Hawks back on the floor. And CUC wrapping up their timeout. That's the first charged timeout for either team in here in set one. It'll be Sebastian Dominguez with the serve. Hawks up 17-14 here in the opening set. Dominguez from the right-hand serve box. And it looks like Van Gato is getting some medical attention there. He's got a gauze in his nostril there. He must have had a bloody nose, so he's got that plugged up in his right nostril. That's information you needed to have, right? And it goes to Van Gato. And Komodo! The pass from Van Gato went over the net, and Komodo was right there to hammer it down. Point for the Hawks, 18-14, so the point after the CUC timeout goes the Scarlet Hawks' way. Dominguez with his third serve in the sequence here. Pushes that one over. Near side tap from Hollebuck, saved. Johnson to Komodo, and Komodo with back-to-back kills. Jelani Komodo has the Hawks up 5, and another timeout by head coach Greg Manos. He's not liking what he's seeing from the response from the Cougars coming out of that first timeout, so he calls another one here. And we will take another audio break. Scarlet Hawks up 19-14 here in set one. Back here at the Keating Center, let's talk about our officials. R1 is Roman Marushka. R2, Nick Altier. And our line judges are Robert Jenkins and Frank Rago. Back to the court we go. Serving again is Dominguez. Over to Hoffman, Mosier, and then hammering that one down Broadway was CUC. So there they get the point after the timeout, do the Cougars. Side out, 15 serving 19 for Leon Godzowski. Right-handed serve, backline Henderson. That goes over. A push there from Johnson. He's able to fight it off at the net. Now Donald, Johnson, over to Maximo Dowling, blocked at the line. That time it was Hollaback and Alexander Ford with the block on the near side block. So point CUC, 16 serving 19 for Gudzowski. Matos, Johnson, backside to Henderson. Line drive over the net, off the hands of Mosier and down. Point for the Hawks, side out. 20 serving 16 for Eli Johnson from the right-hand serve box. And now we have some substitutions taking place for CUC. I think we will have a sub here soon. We're checking out is Gudzowski, and coming back in is Bengato. Again, I think he was getting some more medical attention with that bloody nose. Goes to the back line. Now near side kill, Hollaback, that one's out. So out on the near side on the kill attempt. Hawks gain the point, 21-16. Second serve in the sequence for Eli Johnson. Hammers that one down, Cardenas. Johnson, near side over to Maximo Dowling. The block, off the block, and it goes out. It was Ford and Hollaback, but Dowling got it to fall, and now it's 22-16. Again, CUC out of timeouts. They called 2 timeouts within quick succession there. There's Cardenas. Mosier, near side Hollaback. That one off the hands of Henderson. Oh, and then Johnson almost mistimed it, and then Matos bumps it over. Hollaback to Mosier, down the middle from Ford. Matos to Johnson. Komodo's blocked at the line. Alexander Ford with another block. And we talk about blocks. The leading blocker for CUC with 60 is Gudzowski. But Ford having a whale of a game here today. Johnson over to Maximo Dowling. That one goes off of Hollaback. Pushed out. Oh, and a save by Donald. Not sure if it would have gone out. And then we get a net violation on the Cougars. Hawks get the side out. 23-17. And Dowling will serve. You never know. So Donald made the call to go for it. And he actually got it over. And the Hawks get the point out of it. Johnson over to Henderson on the far side. That's now over to Hollaback, and he tried to loft it over. He just mistimed his leap there into the net, so an attack error. And this will be set point for Dowling and the Hawks at 24-17. Dowling with the serve. He's long as that one sails over the head of Cardenas. And rolling back in will be Jackson Stella. Serving will be Marcin Hoffman. 18 serving 24 for the Cougars. Johnson, far side. Henderson gets it to fall. And that's set point. The Hawks win set 1, 25-18. They take a 1-0 lead here in this match. We'll take an audio break. You're watching Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks men's volleyball on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Back at the Keating Center, it's a 1-0 lead for Illinois Tech. Let's go over those first set statistics. Tyler Hollebuck led CUC with 3 kills and 9 attempts. And 1 each for Alexander Ford, Marcin Hoffman, Jackson Stella, and Leon Godzowski. For Illinois Tech, 17 kills, with Paul Henderson the leader with 7, 4 for Jelani Komodo. 7 assists for Elijah Mosier for CUC. No service aces. And 2 solo blocks, 2 block assists for Alexander Ford. So 4 total blocks for Ford, as we mentioned. 13 assists for Elijah Johnson for Illinois Tech. There were no service aces. 5 service errors for Illinois Tech to 1 for Concordia Chicago. And no blocks for Illinois Tech. So 6 total blocks for CUC and no blocks for Illinois Tech in the opening set. We get ready for set 2. Teams will change side on the court for the Hawks. It is Matos, Dominguez, Henderson, Dowling, Komodo, and Johnson. Donald will be the libero. For CUC, Hollebuck, Godzowski, Mosier, Ford, Hoffman, Stella, and it'll be the libero Van Gato. For the Cougars, with Ford rotating out. It'll be CUC serve for the second set. Again, Illinois Tech won set 1, 25-18. Backline Matos. Johnson sets it up for Dowling, and he's long with the kill attempt. And that'll be an early 1-0 lead for Mosier and the Cougars. Mosier to serve. And service error. As soon as I mentioned there were no service errors for, well, actually they only had 1 in that first set. And that's their second of the match. It'll be Eli Johnson to serve for the Hawks. 1-all. Johnson right serve. Mosier backside over to Stella. Johnson over to the near side. Henderson, and he gets that to fall in the near corner. That'll be a 2-1 lead for Johnson on his second serve of the sequence. Backline Hollebuck. Mosier down the middle was Godzowski. Johnson sets it up far side. Dowling, attack error though, as that one goes into the net. And we're all tied at 2. Coming in for the Cougars will be Michael Cardenas. And Cardenas will serve. 2-all, he'll go from the middle box. Left-hand serve. Donald on the back line. Johnson over to the far side. Henderson. That's another attack error for the Hawks. That's a 3-2 lead for CUC here in set 2. That one tips the net. Johnson over to Komodo, and Komodo gets it to fall on the near side. That's the 5th kill for Komodo. Hawks tied up. It'll be Maximo Dowling to serve. 3 serving 3. Backline Van Gato. Oh, and that one teed up for Godzowski from Mosier. He swung the hammer down. Side out point for the Cougars. 4 serving 3 for Leon Godzowski. Dowling, Johnson, far side over to Matos, the tap. That one saved. Mosier down the middle. Ford with the attack error, just couldn't get it over. Side out, we're all tied at 4. It'll be Jelani Komodo to serve. Donald rotates out. Dominguez rotates back in for Illinois Tech. Komodo's punch serve to the back line, Cardenas. And now Hoffman, Komodo, Johnson near side kill. Henderson, that goes off the block and out of bounds. Point for Illinois Tech. It'll be 5 serving 4 for Komodo. And Komodo with the service error. So another service error for Illinois Tech. That is their 6th of the match. First of set 2, I believe. Hollebuck to Dowling. Johnson sets it up for Henderson, and the Hawks get the point. Side out. 6 serving 5 for Paul Henderson. Left-hand box, left-hand server. Backline Cardenas. Mosier over to Hollebuck. Dowling. Johnson sets it up for the near side. Henderson, that goes off the block and out. Point for Henderson. Seven serving 5 for Henderson. Backline Cardenas. Mosier. Near side Hoffman with the tap. Henderson's reception went over the net, and it was just kind of guided over by Hoffman. He gets it to fall. Side out point for the Cougars, and Hoffman will serve. 6 serving 7. Hawks won set 1, 25-18. Hoffman serve, backline Matos. Johnson near side over to Henderson with the tap. Van Gato sets it up, and then the cross-court kill from Hollebuck brings the hammer down. We're all tied up at 7. Hoffman's second serve in the sequence. Johnson fought there with Ford. Cross-court kill Stella, but saved by Donald. Johnson now over to Matos. Backline save there from Hoffman. Cross-court kill Stella. And the dig attempt there from Donald was recovered, but it goes out of bounds on the near side. That's a point for CUC. They're up 8-7. Serving is Hoffman. Down the middle, Dominguez. Stella taps it over, but he's too strong as that goes over the back line. Now it'll be a side-out point for Illinois Tech. We're tied at 8. And moving to the serve box will be Raul Matos, the freshman. Matos serving 8-8 here in set 2. Right-hand serve, back line, Hoffman. Mosier, near side Stella, cross court to Donald. Johnson, far side Dowling, over. Van Gato, Mosier. Ford with the kill. Backline save there from Matos. But the ball is hammered back down by the Cougars. And it'll be a 9-8 lead for Alexander Ford and CUC on this serve. Donald, Johnson, Dowling, far side, blocked. Donald, Johnson, and Dominguez right down the middle, off the back line and out. Point for Illinois Tech, side out, and Dominguez, Sebastian Dominguez, will move to the serve box. Van Gato rolls back in for the Cougars. 9-9 is your score here in set 2. And that one swung over by Mosier with the skip set. Crafty maneuver there by the setter, though it's always well timed. 10-9, the lead for CUC. There's Henderson to Johnson. Komodo punches it over. Nice back line save by Hoffman and bumped over by Hollebuck. Now Matos with the kill, and then Mosier saves that one, tipped over by Gudzowski. Komodo brings down the hammer at the front line and gets the kill. And they're all tied at 10. It'll be Eli Johnson to serve from the right box. Backline Hoffman, Mosier. Down the middle was Gudzowski. The block attempt from Komodo sailed out of bounds, however, so CUC gets the point back, and they'll take an 11-10 lead with Michael Cardenas moving in to serve for the Cougars. Here's the serve from Cardenas, left-handed serve to the back line. Matos, Dowling was blocked at the line, pushed over by Hollebeck. Donald Johnson over for the near side. Dowling, and a block, double block there from Hoffman and Gudzowski. Oh, no, they say that one went out. So we're all tied at 11. It'll be Maximo Dowling to serve. My mistake. Thought that one was in. Dowling with the serve, backline Cardenas. Near side over to Hoffman with the tap. Johnson, Donald, near side Henderson. He gets over the block there. I think that one went off the hands of Hoffman and out. And that's a point for Illinois Tech. Now they're up 1, 12 serving 11 for Dowling. Dowling is wide on the far side and out. We're all tied up at 12. And it'll be Leon Gudzowski with the serve for the Cougars. Powerful serve to the back line. Donald near side Henderson gets it over the line. Oh, nice save there by Cardenas and bumped over by Hoffman. Setting it up for the far side. Matos cross court kill that goes out of bounds on the near side. And it's a 13-12 lead for Concordia Chicago. But big time save there from Cardenas to keep that one in play for the Cougars. Here's the second serve from Gudzowski off the net, but over to Henderson near side. Net goes off the hands of Mosier and out. So point for Illinois Tech. We're tied up at 13. It'll be Jelani Komodo to serve. Komodo serving from the left box, right-hand serve. Hammered down by Alexander Ford. 14-13 serving for Tyler Hollebeck. Matos, Dowling. Over to Matos, taps it over, pushed by Ford. Van Gato to Mosier, down the middle Ford, and Ford gets it to fall. So Alexander Ford with another kill. And it's 15-13, Hollebeck serving again. And that'll force head coach Mike Oswald of Illinois Tech to call the first timeout. We'll take an audio break. CUC leading set 2, 15-13. Hawks won set 1, 25-18. We'll be back on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Back at the Keating Center, it's 15-13 CUC here in set 2. Tyler Hollebeck with his, I believe that's his third serve of the sequence here. And the serve on the way. Backline Matos. Over to Henderson. Taps it over the wall. Van Gato will push to the backline Hollebeck. Deflected at the line. Johnson setting it up for Henderson. Tapped over. Oh, nice recovery there from Van Gato. And bumped over from Hoffman. Nicely done by the Cougars. Henderson blocked at the line. Ford and Hoffman on the block. Good work from the Cougars and another nice save on the previous volley. And the Cougars have opened up a 3-point lead. They get the point after the Illinois Tech timeout. Johnson setting it up for Matos. Cross-court kill, and he gets it to fall right in front of Cardenas. Point for Illinois Tech. Side out, Paul Henderson to serve. 14 serving 16. Other matches of note here. Wisconsin Lutheran also with a 4-4 record in conference. They trail Concordia, Wisconsin 1-0 after one set, and they trail in set two 19-13 to the Falcons. The Falcons sitting in 11th place with a 2-5 record, so they're giving the Warriors all they can handle in their home match. 18-14 CUC with Hoffman serving. Johnson over to Henderson, and that's an attack error for Henderson. So CUC has come back strong here in set two. They've opened up a 5-point lead, 19 serving 14 for Hoffman and the Cougars. Johnson down the middle, Dowling. Nice dig from Van Gato. Mosier setting it up for Ford, and that one served on a platter from Mosier to Ford. And it's 20-14, and you got to believe we're going to get a timeout from Mike Oswald here for the Tech, but instead we get a substitution as Eric Jones will roll in for Sebastian Dominguez on a substitution. Here's the serve from Hoffman, 20 serving 14. Backline Dowling. Johnson pushes it over to Matos. Hollebuck, Mosier, near side over to Stella. Little confusion, but the Hawks recover. Henderson pushes it over, and the touch from the Cougars falls on their side of the fence, so the Hawks get the side out they desperately needed. It's 15 serving 20 for Raul Matos. Here's his serve. Mosier. And that one goes long from Hoffman. Hawks get the point. 16 serving 20. For Matos. Mosier sets it up for Stella, and Stella gets it to fall. That one goes right in front of Raul Matos. And Jackson Stella with the kill. Side out point CUC. It's 21 serving 16 for Alexander Ford. Ford has had a super strong match. And there is that second timeout from the Scarlet Hawks. Hawks trail 21-16 in set two. Illinois Tech won set one, 25-18. We'll take an audio break. You're watching Illinois Tech men's volleyball on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. It's a 21-16 lead for Concordia Chicago here in set two. They trail 1-0. But they're on a roll here in set two as Alexander Hoffman will continue service. And a service ace for Hoffman. I said he's having a whale of a game, and he backs that up with a service ace out of the Illinois Tech timeout. So the point after timeout for the Illinois Tech timeout goes to the Cougars, 22-16. Donald with the dig. Setting it up for Dowling was Johnson. And that one, block attempt, goes out. So it's a side-out point. Illinois Tech, it's 17 serving 22 for Sebastian Dominguez, as he'll roll back in for Eric Jones. Dominguez with the serve, right-handed serve. Mosier setting it up for Stella. Block at the line. Johnson, far side, Dowling. And he gets the kill down. It was Mosier and Gudzowski on the far side. And Dowling get the kill. And that'll cause head coach Greg Manos to call the timeout. First timeout for CUC, with the Hawks pulling within 4, trailing 22-18. And we'll keep it here. Yeah, so in that match, CUW up on Wisconsin Lutheran 24-17 in set 2. So it looks like they might pull off the second set victory and put the Warriors down in a 2-0 hole, and that's exactly what they did. So they've won both sets. 25-17 have the Falcons over the Warriors, so a 2-0 lead for CUW over Wisconsin Lutheran. In action going on elsewhere. Let's check on some other matches as well of importance. Benedictine playing Aurora. Let's take a peek at what's going on there. And Benedictine pulled off the first set win, 25-19. They trail 20-17 in set 2 over the 10th ranked and first place Spartans. So Benedictine playing tough in Aurora. We're back at it here, and we get the point after timeout from the Cougars. Timeout goes their way. So they move up to a 23-18 lead with Elijah Mosier serving. Henderson, and a skip set there for Eli Johnson. Point Hawks, 19 serving 23 for Eli Johnson. Mosier sets it up for Stella on the backside, and he gets the kill. So now it'll be set point for Concordia Chicago with Michael Cardenas coming in to serve. 24 serving 19 for Cardenas and the Cougars. And a service error for Cardenas. A side out point, Illinois Tech. 20 serving 24 for Maximo Dowling. Dowling right hand serve, back line Vangado. Mosier down the middle. That was Gudzowski, but he was blocked by Komodo, so Komodo gets the point. And we're going to get a timeout call by Coach Manos and the Cougars. They're up 24-21. We'll take an audio break. This is Illinois Tech Men's Volleyball on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Back at the Keating Center, more scores around the NAC. MSOE playing at St. Norbert. And MSOE won set 1, 25-19. They're up 20-18 in set 2 for the third place Raiders of MSOE. So both coaches have used their timeout allotment here. It's set point for the Cougars, but it's 21 serving 24 for Maximo Dowling and the Scarlet Hawks. Vangado, Mosier, And over to Hollebuck and another block. Matos and Komodo. And the Hawks pull within 2. Point after timeout from the CUC timeout goes Illinois Tech's way. Dowling serving 22-24. Mosier setting it up near side. And that one hammered down, and that's out on the far side on the kill attempt from Marcin Hoffman. And now the Hawks have pulled within 1. Still set point for the Cougars. Here's the serve from Dowling. Backline Van Gato. Mosier setting it up far side. Hollebuck with the kill. Tyler Hollebuck gets the kill. And CUC wins set 2 by the score of 25-23. A good comeback effort from Maximo Dowling and the Hawks, but in the end, Hollebuck gets the kill and evens the match at 1 set apiece. So we'll take an audio break. We're all tied up at 1-1. This is Illinois Tech men's volleyball on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Back at the Keating Center. Forgot to mention, Scarlet Hawks playing with several players down, several key players, normal starters. Riley Late, the leading killer, attacker for the Scarlet Hawks. With 170 kills, he's been out with an ankle injury. They're hoping to get him back towards the tail end of the regular season. And hopefully he can start practicing here within a week or so. Colton Farrell, who's also on the shelf. Brian Evans and Kyler Russell and Aaron Haney. So 5 players scratched for Illinois Tech of the 17 on their roster. So that's a significant amount. So the Hawks have had to dip into their freshman pool a little bit here. And now Maximo Dowling and Raul Matos normally play anyways, but they're getting extended runs here. Paul Henderson getting a little bit more time. Sebastian Dominguez getting more play. So just have to adjust with some of the losses there. You kind of patch it together. And again, the Hawks trying to put an end to a 4-match losing streak. They're all tied up at 1 here. It'll be Illinois Tech serve to start set 3. It'll be Eli Johnson to serve. Blocked at the line. Bumped over by Hoffman. He recovers. Johnson setting it up backside. Dowling hammers it down. Nice dig there from Mosier. Johnson now down the middle. Komodo, and that goes off of Van Gato and out. They're all even at 1. Two to 1 lead for CUC. Donald on the back line. Johnson down the middle. Komodo. Nice recovery there from Gudzowski. Swung over by Ford, and Komodo was able to reject that. Point for the Hawks. We're tied at 2. Jelani Komodo having a really strong game. After that second set, let's get you some of those stats after set 2. Komodo with 6 kills and 2 blocks. Alexander Ford, 5 kills, 1 service ace, and 5 blocks for CUC. So he's having a real strong game. Komodo with the dig, punched up, and then tapped over Matos. Nice recovery there from Komodo. That time you get it to fall. So the point for CUC. 3 serving 2 for Tyler Hollebeck. 5 kills each after set 2 for Alexander Ford and Hollebeck. Leading killer for Illinois Tech, 13 kills for Paul Henderson. And 13 digs for Alec Donald. Only 1 service ace in the match. That belongs to Ford, at least so far. Hollebeck, that one has to go over, and it will from Johnson. Far side on the swing from Hoffman. Recovered. Dominguez punches it over. And tapped over by Hollebeck. Donald, Johnson, down the middle, Dowling. Van Gato with the save. Oh, Hoffman with a nice job recovering. Johnson turns it around. Hollebeck with the dig. Pushed over. Good volley going on here. Now Matos. That went off Ford. Mosier punched over Hollebeck, and he gets the cross-court kill in the back corner. Good volley, but the point goes CUC's way, and they're up 4-3. With Marcin Hoffman to serve for the Cougars. Dowling. Johnson sends it right over. And so does Mosier. Mosier turnabout's fair play there. As the Cougars get the point, 5 serving 3 for Hoffman and the Cougars. That one sails out. Service error for Hoffman. As the ball eludes the ball shagger on the far side. Matos to serve. 4 serving 5 for Raul Matos here in set 3. We're all tied at 1. Stella pushes it over. Dig from Matos. Now Dowling blocked at the line. Alexander Ford. Along with him was Mosier. But Ford did the heavy lifting on that one. 6 serving 4 for Ford and the Cougars. Here's Dowling. And what are they going to say here? Oh, ball on the court, so they're going to have to do a replay. That could have been a Hawk point, but instead it's a replay. Now, Dowling's kill attempt sails well over the back line and out. 7-4 lead for CUC. Alexander Ford with the serve. Backside Hollebuck. And it falls. The block, the line from Dominguez and Dowling. They weren't able to get that one. The point went to the Cougars, and we get a timeout from head coach Mike Oswald and the Scarlet Hawks. Tied at 1 set apiece. CUC leads set 3, 8-4. We'll take an audio break on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Back at the Keating Center. Johnson setting it up for Dowling. He just taps it over, far side. Van Gato with the recovery. And now Hollebuck with the kill, and that goes over the back line and out. He thought it was in, but it was out on that back line. Side out point, Illinois Tech, 6 serving 8 for Sebastian Dominguez. Here's Mosier setting it up for Jackson Stella, and he gets the cross-court kill to fall. So an immediate side out for CUC, 9 serving 6 for Elijah Mosier. Dowling, Johnson, Komodo. That one pinballs around but falls for the Hawks. So Komodo gets the kill. 7 serving 9 for Eli Johnson. Hollebuck over to Mosier, back to Hollebuck. And that one is out on the far side. So another point for the Hawks. They pull within 1. 8 serving 9 for Johnson. Hollebuck, Mosier. And hammered home from Gudzowski. It went off of Matos, but they weren't able to get the second pass. And the point to the Cougars, 10 serving 8 for Michael Cardenas. Johnson sets it up for Paul Henderson, cross court. Van Gato with the dig. Punched over, but the block goes out. Komodo's block goes out. Point for CUC. It's an 11-8 lead. Cardenas' second serve of the sequence. Ooh. The dig there from Mosier deflected over to the far side, and the Cougars weren't able to get the next pass. So point to the Hawks. 9 serving 11 for Maximo Dowling. That tipped the net, went off of Cardenas. Bump from Van Gato, but it sails out of bounds. Well, the Hawks get the point, and they pull within 1. 10 serving 11. Backline Van Gato. Mosier punched over from Gudzowski. And the Cougars get the side out. Gudzowski will move to the serve box, 12 serving 10 for CUC. After this set, we'll roll around the NAC and get you some more updated scores. Block at the line. At Mannequin, Alexander Ford along with Marcin Hoffman. Very excited was Ford, as he should be. 13 serving 10 for Gudzowski. Donald Johnson down the middle. Komodo blocked from Ford. Now backside kill. Henderson off the hands of Cardenas and out. Point for Illinois Tech. 11 serving 13 for Jelani Komodo. Donald out. Dominguez in on the libero rotation. Mosier over to the near side. Hollebuck. He gets it through the wall, and it falls for the point in the side out. 14 serving 11 for Tyler Hollebuck. Now Komodo will rotate out for the libero and Donald. Backside Henderson off of Ford and I think that's Hoffman. And the Hawks get the point. 12 serving 14 for Paul Henderson. The left-handed server will give it a swing here. Tips the net. Recovery by Cardenas. Oh, and now Hoffman almost got it to go. He went to the very edge just before the west side bleachers. A one-arm swing at it, but it fell just on the Cougars' side of the fence. Point for the Hawks. 13 serving 14 for Henderson. Good effort, though, from CUC. Pushed over Matos. Now Henderson. Cross-court kill. I think that was wide. It was. And that'll be a point for the Cougars. 15 serving 13 for Marcin Hoffman. Johnson setting it up down the middle. Dowling gets off the wall and off of Van Gato and out. A point for the Hawks. They back within one. 14 serving 15 for Raul Matos, looking to tie it up for the Hawks. We're all tied at one set apiece. Matos back line. Mosier punched over from Hoffman and he gets it to fall. Or from Ford. Alexander Ford with the kill. 16 serving 14 for Ford. Henderson, Johnson, near side Dowling, gets it over the wall, back line to Oh! And then, let's see who that was. That was Mosier, just kind of lost his footing there. He thought the ball was going to go one way and went the other, and then it was too late to recover. Hawks get the point. They pull within one. It's 15 serving 16 for Sebastian Dominguez and the Hawks. Looking to tie it up just over the net. Mosier sets it up down the middle for Hollebuck and a dig for Matos. Far side Henderson off the wall. Van Gato sets it up for Hollebuck. It's blocked at the line and down. Dowling and Komodo for the Hawks, and we're all tied at 16. Hawks looking to take the lead here in set three. Here's the serve from Dominguez. Far side over to Jackson Stella. The block attempt goes out of bounds. Stella gets the point, side out. 17 serving 16 for Elijah Mosier and the Cougars. Henderson to Johnson. Down Komodo blocked at the line, dig by Donald. Far side Henderson kill. And that falls for the Hawks. The block attempt stayed on the CUC side of the fence, and they weren't able to get the recovery. The point goes the Hawks' way. We're tied up at 17. Eli Johnson to serve for Illinois Tech. Johnson with the serve hits the net. Hollebuck. Ooh, that was close. Komodo almost went over, but they call a double hit on the Cougars. And the Hawks take a late lead here, 18-17. Johnson to serve, and we get a timeout called by head coach Greg Manos. That's the first timeout for CUC. Each team has called one, and we'll take an audio break with it. This is Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks volleyball on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Back at the Keating Center. Hawks have moved out front 18-17. Eli Johnson, the server, coming out of a CUC timeout, so let's see who gets the point. Here's Johnson's serve. Hollebuck to Mosier. Hoffman with the kill attempt. Now Dowling with the tap. Mosier setting it up for the near side kill. And the block, Stella's kill attempt was blocked by Komodo and Dowling. The Hawks move up front by 2. CUC timeout. Point after goes to Illinois Tech. Johnson with the serve. Line drive. Oh, did that tip? No. Good reflexes there from the back line. I think that was Hoffman who danced out of the way, spun out of the way, and that ball went over the back line. So service error. 18 serving 19 for Michael Cardenas and the Cougars. They trail by 1 here in set 3. Donald now to Johnson, over to the far side. Dowling hammers it home. Maximo Dowling. And the Hawks out front 20-18. Dowling will serve. That's Mangato over to Mosier. Down the middle goes Stella, or that was Gudzowski blocked. Hollebuck follows up, though, and that one goes off the hands of Dowling and down. Point and kill for Tyler Hollebuck and the Cougars. It'll be 19 serving 20 for Leon Gudzowski. Line drive serve, and it's an ace. Gudzowski hits that far corner. Service ace, and we're tied at 20. And we get a timeout called from head coach Mike Oswald and the Scarlet Hawks. So while we're doing that, let's take a swing around the NAC. In the Concordia, Wisconsin and Wisconsin Lutheran match, the Warriors have come back to win set 3, so it's a 2-1 lead for Concordia, Wisconsin, but the Warriors won set 3, looking to make the comeback. In the Benedictine game against Aurora, each team won a set. Benedictine won set 1, Aurora won set 2, and in set 3, the Eagles are leading the Spartans 20-15 in set 3 in Aurora. At St. Norbert, MSOE has a 2-0 lead on the Green Knights, but St. Norbert is leading set 3 20-18. So nothing totally clean in the NAC tonight. Some good battles going on, including here. We're all tied at 20 in set 3. And we're tied up 1 set apiece. It'll be Leon Gudzowski to serve for the Cougars. Backline, Donald. Eli Johnson, now far side Henderson, tips off the front line. Nice dig by Gudzowski. Hollebuck with the tap over, Donald with the dig. Komodo pushes it, but Cardenas gets a piece of it. Pushed over, Johnson with the dig. Set from Donald down the middle. Dowling just taps it over. Cardenas with the set over to the near side. Hollebuck blocked at the line. Hawks continue play. Now Matos. Matos gets it over the block attempt from Tyler Hollebuck. And the Hawks get the point after the timeout. They go up 21-20. And coming in to serve for Illinois Tech will be Eli Sherman, the secondary setter for Illinois Tech. Hollebuck gets the kill on the near side cross-court kill attempt. So Sherman one serve, he's out. Komodo back in. 21 all, Tyler Hollebuck to serve. Johnson down the middle. Dowling gets it to fall in the near side corner. From the back line, Dowling's kill attempt to the near corner. And it's a 22-21 lead with Paul Henderson serving. Backline, Van Gato, Mosier down the middle. And that one put down by Alexander Ford. Side out, teams trading points here at 22 all. And Marcin Hoffman to serve. As Jackson Stella back in on the front line for the Cougars. Johnson setting it up for Dominguez. Dominguez just with a quick flip. And that one goes out of bounds on the far side. 23-22, CUC in the lead. Hoffman serving. Backside Henderson, dug out by Hollebuck. Mosier flipping it over to Stella. Stella gets it to fall. And it's set point for the Cougars. 24-22 with Marcin Hoffman to serve. Tips the net. Dowling, Johnson, backside Henderson, cross court, dug out Hollebuck. Mosier setting it up for Ford. That's recovered. Johnson, near side, Matos. Teardrop, and he gets it to fall. Raul Matos gets the point. Hawks pull within 1, 23 serving 24. It's still set point, but Matos to take the serve for the Hawks, looking to tie up set 3. And we're going to get a timeout called by CUC now, so final timeout for the Cougars. And we'll take another swing around the neck. See what else is going on in that Benedictine-Aurora match. So Benedictine won set 3, 25-18. They're leading Aurora 2-1 in Aurora, so upset brewing there in Aurora. Benedictine coming in on the evening sitting in 4th place with a 7-2 record. The Spartans have not lost in conference. They're 8-0. See if Dominican's playing. I believe they are. Actually, no, Dominican not playing tonight. So the only other game going on is Lakeland and Edgewood. And we'll take another run. We'll take a run at that one, kind of see what's going on. But Matos serving here for the Hawks. 1-1, Lakeland and Edgewood. Matos serve. Backline Hoffman. Stella with the kill, and he gets it to fall. Jackson Stella with the kill. And CUC wins set 3 by the same score they won in set 2, 25-23. And they take a 2-1 lead here in this very important Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference match. On this Tuesday night, the Keating Center will take a break, and we'll be back for set 4. 2-1 lead for CUC. This is Illinois Tech Men's Volleyball on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Back at the Keating Center, your stats after 3 sets. CUC leading the Hawks 2-1, winning the last 2 sets 25-23. There have been 27 tie scores and 10 lead changes over the 3 sets. Tyler Hollebuck leads CUC with 10 kills, 8 for Alexander Ford and Jackson Stella. Ford hitting .353, and as a team, CUC hitting .209. The Hawks, 16 kills for Paul Henderson. He's hitting .306. Jelani Komodo, 8 kills, hitting .467. They're hitting .218 as a team. 9 blocks for Illinois Tech and 16 for CUC. 2 service aces for the Cougars, none for the Hawks. 9 service errors for Illinois Tech, 5 for CUC. Back in play, Hawks on the left, Cougars to the right. Dowling with the cross-court kill, and that one goes out of bounds. That one right in my kitchen. And I might have to see the training staff later, so. Matos taps it over. Hollebuck with the dig. Tap over there. Nicely placed on the teardrop from Jackson Stella. You don't always have to use power. Sometimes it's just finding the open spot. He found the soft spot. And CUC gets the point. They lead 2-0. Mosier with the serve. Johnson to Komodo, off the hands of, I think that was Hoffman. Check that was Mosier, but The dig attempt sailed out of bounds on the near side. It went over the net, but went out of bounds on the near side. Side out, point for the Hawks, 1 serving 2 for Eli Johnson. Backline Hollebuck, Mosier down the middle and tapped over Leon Gudzowski. Side out, CUC point. 3 serving 1. And it'll be Michael Cardenas for the serve. In that Edgewood-Lakeland match, Lakeland won set 1. Edgewood came back and won set 2 and set 3, so they're in the 4th set with Edgewood leading 2-1. Let's go back to that Benedictine-Aurora match. Intriguing. Benedictine won set 3, 25-18. So they're up 2-1 in the early 4-3 lead for the Eagles in set 4, looking to pull off the upset in Aurora. MSOE, that one's gone final. That was a 3-0 sweep against St. Norbert for the Raiders, who are in 3rd place in the conference, or at least going into tonight. Down the middle, Gudzowski. Near side over to Henderson, off the net and off the hands of Mosier and out. Point for Illinois Tech. The Hawks up 4-3. The CUW Wisconsin Lutheran match, 2-1 lead for CUW. We get a service error for the Hawks. But CUW is leading in set 4, 13-9, looking to pull off the upset against the Warriors. And the serve by Gudzowski sails out of bounds on the near side. Service error. Side out, point Illinois Tech. 5 serving 4 for Jelani Komodo. The Hawks trail 2-1 here in this very important match for both teams for playoff qualifying and seeding as well. You got to get in. Don't worry about your seed just yet. And both these teams are sitting in 7 and 8 spot, respectively, Illinois Tech and CUC, but things can change here with the outcome of this match, obviously. Pushed over by Hollebuck. Henderson to Johnson, far side over to Matos. Block at the line is sails out of bounds. That's a point for the Hawks, 6 serving 4 for Komodo. Pushed over by Jelani. Down the middle, block attempt on Ford's kill. Kept in. Dowling, Maximo Dowling gets the kill down the middle. And it's a 7-4 lead for Illinois Tech. So good response here from the Hawks with the early lead, 7-4 in set 4, trailing 2-1. Down the middle, Ford. And Komodo with the dig that goes over. At that time, Tyler Hollebuck says, I'll take it from here. He gets the kill to fall, side out. It'll be 5 serving 7 for Tyler Hollebuck and the Cougars. Henderson's kill is blocked at the line. It's Ford and Hoffman. And now CUC's pulled within 1, 6 serving 7. Dowling Johnson over to Matos. Tapped over Hoffman. Mosier backside to Hollebuck off of Donald and down. We're all tied at 7. A 7-4 lead is now a 7-7 tie as the Cougars have pulled even. Henderson's blocked at the line, and once again, Ford and Hoffman, as Henderson can't get around that wall. CUC out front, 8-7. Dowling to Johnson, over to Dowling. Was that tipped at the line? Yes. They're going to say that was deflected. So the Hawks get the point, side out. 8 serving 8 for Paul Henderson, the left-handed swinger in the serve box. Hoffman to Mosier. Mosier to Hoffman. Henderson. Johnson, far side, Matos. He gets it over the wall. Raul Matos with the kill. As Hoffman and Mosier went up on that far side, but Matos got it to fall. 9 serving 8 for Paul Henderson and the Hawks. Mosier backside over to Hollebuck, and that sails over the back line and out. And it's a 10-8 lead for the Hawks. And Henderson will continue service. There's the serve. Dug out from Van Gato. Mosier now near side over to Hoffman. Matos to Johnson, over to Dowling. And Dowling gets it to fall. The block coming from Hoffman and Ford, and it went out of bounds. The Hawks now up by 3, 11-8. We'll see if we see a CUC timeout here soon, if we get another Hawk point. Cougars only trail by 3. Mosier setting it up for Ford, and there's the point they needed for the side out. Point for the Cougars. It'll be 9 serving 11 for Marcin Hoffman. Dowling blocked at the line. Jackson, Stella, and Alexander Ford. Point for the Cougars, 10 serving 11 for Hoffman. Johnson with the skip set and over. Point for the Hawks. 12 serving 10 for Raul Matos. Johnson, the clever setter move, knowing when to pull that off. And Ford responds for the Cougars, but it's going to be sent over, but too strong from Matos as he went for the kill down Broadway, but it went over the back line. No touch from the Cougars. So side out, 11 serving 12 for Alexander Ford. Coming in for the Hawks is Andrew Franks. Donald, Johnson, over to Henderson. Nice dig from the back line, Ford. Now Stella blocked at the line, and we're going to get a net violation on Illinois Tech. It says we're tied at 12. Serve from Ford. Donald. Far side, Dowling. Dowling gets it to fall in that far corner. Oh, no. Point went to the Cougars. Said that one went out. 13-12 CUC. And that serve goes wide. And now it's 13-all. It'll be Sebastian Dominguez with the serve. 13-all here in set 4. Jackson Stella punches it over. Block attempt at the line is denied. And the Hawks grab the point. 14-13 lead. Dominguez to serve. Stella to the back line, Franks. Johnson sets it up for Dowling. Cross-court kill. That sails out of bounds on the near side. And we're all tied at 14 now, as Elijah Mosier will move into the serve box for CUC. Backside kill, Hollebuck gets it to fall. Tyler Hollebuck. And it's a 15-14 lead for CUC. Mosier continuing serve. Komodo too strong. That was a low set and an early kill attempt from Komodo, but it was a line drive effort. Didn't have the right swing for that set height, and it sailed over to the back line and out. And Coach Oswald has called the timeout for Illinois Tech. They trail 16-14 here. We'll keep it here. It's their first timeout of set 4. They trail 2-1 in this, I'm not going to say pivotal match at this point because there's still several games to play, but it is a big match in the NAC standing nonetheless, with the Cougars right behind the Hawks, sitting in 8th place. Hawks in 7th place. But the conference records would be tied if CUC wins, and then the head-to-head would go to CUC in that regard. But you also have multiple tiebreakers that might come into play here the deeper we get in. And taking another spin around the conference. Talked about MSOE defeating St. Norbert 3-0. Benedictine leading set 4 against Aurora 14-12. They're up 2-1 in that match at Aurora, trying to pull off the upset. And CUW leading set 4 21-20. They have a 2-1 lead on Wisconsin Lutheran. The Warriors trying to make the comeback from being down 2-0. Here's the serve from Mosier. Johnson setting it up for Komodo. Komodo, they get one hit only going on right now. Dowling taps it over, gets the point to fall. The Hawks get the point after timeout. They pull within 1. 15 serving 16 for Elijah Johnson. Kill attempt, blocked, but it goes out of bounds. The block from Dowling and Komodo goes out of bounds, so CUC gets the point. And they go up by 2, 17 serving 15 for Michael Cardenas. Jelani Komodo with the kill. Hawks back within 1, 16 serving 17. Maximo Dowling to serve. Mosier setting it up backside Hollebuck. Block attempt from Komodo. Wasn't able to square it up, and Tyler Hollebuck gets another kill. Side out point CUC. It's 18 serving 16 for Leon Gudzowski. Donald on the back line. Johnson near side kill attempt. Henderson blocked again. He's having a tough time getting over that wall. And then the kill attempt on that far side goes over the back line. So now it's a 3-point lead for CUC as they're starting to pull away here in set 4. Looking to get to match point. They're up 2-1 after trailing 1-0. They won the next 2 sets 25-23 and are up here 19-16 in set 4. Near side Henderson. That time he got it over the wall. Dug out there by Mosier, and then the kill on the far side from Hollebuck. Rotating out, Andrew Franks. Rotating back in, Raul Matos for Illinois Tech. It's 20 serving 16 for Leon Gudzowski. Johnson to Komodo, and he hammers that one down. Mosier tries to bump it over, but that goes out of bounds. The Hawks will grab the point. They pull within 2, 18 serving 20 for Komodo. Kill attempt down for CUC. 21-18 lead. Hollaback to serve. Dowling, Johnson. And Sebastian Dominguez with the no-doubter. Side out, Point Illinois Tech. 19 serving 21 for Paul Henderson, the left-handed server. In a left-handed box. Left-hand box, not left-handed box. Punched over from Alexander Ford. It was deflected. R2 having a word with Paul Henderson there. It's 22-19, CUC on top. And Marcin Hoffman to serve. Matos blocked at the line, dug out by Donald. Henderson gets it over the wall, Mosier. Ford with the swing, it goes out of bounds on the far side. Side out, Point Illinois Tech, 20 serving 22 for Raul Matos. It's getting late for the Hawks. They need this comeback. Mosier setting it up near side, Jackson Stella. Punched over by Dowling, backline Hoffman. Stella once more, and he gets it to fall with the soft touch off the hands of Matos. And CUC now is up 23-20, and Coach Oswald will call his second and final timeout of set 4 with the Hawks on the verge of losing set 4 and losing the match 3-1 after being up 1-0. They've had a bad habit of taking leads and giving them away. And if they lose this match, it'll be the 5th match in a row or the losing streak for the Hawks and a 4-match winning streak for the Cougars. So the Hawks need these points after timeout, but 1 point at a time. But for the Cougars, this will be a big win. You win on the road against the team that's directly in front of you, and you get the head-to-head. Now, again, there's a long way to go, but that tiebreaker will come into play if these teams kind of all even up, but it'll also involve the other teams around them, and that being Marion's 4-4, Wisconsin Lutheran's 4-4, coming in, I should say. Concordia Chicago's 3-5, and St. Norbert, who's behind Concordia Chicago, lost to MSOE, so they're now 3-6. So it's really CUC, Illinois Tech, Wisconsin Lutheran, and Marion in that bunch up in the 5 to 8 spots. Here's Alexander Ford to serve, 23 serving 20 for the Cougars. Johnson down the middle, blocked. Setting it up for Henderson, gets it over the wall. Stella will just tap it over. Nice dig there from Donald. Pushed over to Matos. Punched over by Dominguez. And then bumped over by Ford. Far side kill. Dowling! Cross-court kill for Maximo Dowling. They get the point after timeout. Much needed. They pull within 2. 21 serving 23 for Sebastian Dominguez. Timeout. CUC, this is their first timeout of set 4. We'll keep it here. We'll swing around the league. Benedictine up 21-16 in set 4. They're looking to pull the 3-1 upset over Aurora in Aurora. So a nice game from the 4th place Eagles. And CUW has defeated Wisconsin Lutheran. The Falcons defeat the Warriors 3-1 as CUW won set 4 25-23. So the comeback effort by the Warriors was extinguished by Concordia, Wisconsin. And we mentioned MSOE beat St. Norbert 3-0. Edgewood up in set 4, 20-17 over Lakeland. They're up 2-1 in that match. In action tomorrow in the NAC. It'll be actually no action until Thursday. It'll be Marion at Concordia, Wisconsin. There's the point out of the timeout for CUC. So they go to match point, 24-21, with Elijah Mosier to serve. Serve on the way. Johnson setting it up for Komodo. Backline dugout Hoffman. Kill attempt. Pushed over. Mosier setting it up far side. Jackson Stella blocked at the line. Mosier again. Now he'll go far side to Hollebuck. He gets the kill. And CUC comes on the road. They lose set 1, 25-18. And they come back and win the next 3 sets, 25-23, 25-23, and 25-21 to take the match 3-1. And they'll move to 4-5 in NAC play, the same record as the Scarlet Hawks. But they'll have the head-to-head over Illinois Tech now. But again, still several games to go, a handful of games to go in the conference. But a 4-match losing streak, 5-match losing streak for Illinois Tech, and a 4-match win streak for the Cougars, giving them an edge here. All right, that'll do it from the Keating Center. Illinois Tech Volleyball will next play this Saturday as they host St. Norbert at 1 p.m. here at the Keating Center. We'll have that match right here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Our next Illinois Tech athletic events on the Scarlet Hawk Broadcast Network will come tomorrow. We have a baseball doubleheader as the Scarlet Hawks are hosting the Rockford Regents. Game times 12 and 3 p.m. And then at night, Illinois Tech men's lacrosse out to a 2-0 start in conference play. They'll host Concordia University, Wisconsin out at Stewart Field, 7 p.m. match time, again right here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Once again, your final score from the Keating Center, CUC with the come-from-behind 3-1 win over the Scarlet Hawks. Thanks for tuning in to Illinois Tech Men's Volleyball. This is Eric Willowite, Sports Information Director, saying so long for now. We'll see you tomorrow on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network.